Hello, people. We are bringing you another exciting episode of the NSMQ review show. On this episode, we'll be talking about the various balloting fixtures for the Western North, and Greater Accra regions. My name is Ato Kwamena Afo Cleland, and joining me for today's discussion, I will be having Mr. Matthew Atakofi, who is from Archbishop Potter, Girls, Mr. Salomensa, who is a tutor at Ahantaman Girls SHS, and Mr. Selam Roxon, who is also from St. Thomas Aquinas. So these guys will be helping me to do the discussions. But remember that the regional qualifiers, they start on the 3rd of May 2021. So do make sure to join all our social media platforms at NSMQ Ghana on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So Matthew, how was it like when you experienced the balloting? How was the atmosphere like?
Oh, it was a nice one. As usual, anytime there's balloting, every school likes to touch Archbishop Potter Girls because of our pedigree in the National Science and Maths Quiz competition. And it was okay.
Mr. Salom Mensa, can I get your views on the atmosphere at the balloting? What was it like when other schools found out who they would be meeting?
The atmosphere during the balloting was quite interesting and quite tense. Whilst others were not trying to understand, but at the end of the day, we all come together and then find a way out to resolve all issues, and then everything went successfully.
All right, so Matthew, let's start with contest 1 for the Western and the Western North. So we have Takwa SHS, Bedubonsu SATS, Fijai SHS, and Mpoho SHS. These are the schools I will be contesting for top sport in contest 1. What can you tell me about these 4 schools?
Yeah, it is an interesting pair. It's an interesting pair. Looking at Kappa, last year they were at the 1-8 in Accra. So Takwa is a good school and they have been performing well in the NSMQ these days. And not forget about Fijai. Last year, Fijai could not qualify for the region. And this year, they are also preparing very hard to come out from their group. So it's going to be an interesting contest. And I see Takwa and Fijai, one of them qualifying from this particular group.
All right, so Mr. Salomensa, help me out with contest 2 here. We have Insign SHS, Fiasman SHS, Benso SATS, and Asankrigwa SHS. These are the schools here. What are the dynamics of this particular contest? Do you think it will be an all-play or affair? Do you think it will be an open group?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be quite an interesting contest. Looking at the sign and then Fiasman, they all featured and then I think they've all represented Accra before. But I'm taking the sign to be the winner because they always come strong every year. So I'm wishing them the best, all the group anyway. But the 2 which I took for this particular contest is the sign and then Fiasman SAS. So any of them are capable of winning. But I wish the other 2 to best of luck. They should also come hard and then prove their worth. Thank you.
Okay, so Matthew, coming back to you, contest 3 we have St. John's School, Shama SHS, Utman bin Affan SHS, and Krofo Agreg SHS. These are the schools here in contest 3. It looks like St. John's might be able to take that victory. What do you think?
I think for the look of things, St. John's, they now have experience in the NSMQ. Since last year, they went to 1-8. Last 2 years, they got to the quarterfinals. Even they eliminated at the quarterfinals in 2019. So it means for the past 2 years, I can say St. John's are consistent in the competition. But not let's forget about Utman, who also came out strongly last 2 years and qualified to the prelims in Accra. And then for Futu, it's not bad at all. Sometimes in such competitions, sometimes you bring a very strong team to compete. Some of the schools defense always have upper hand. So, but I see St. John's and maybe probably for Quadric, one of them to qualify from A2. But St. John's is at the top.
All right, so St. John's is at the top. So let's go to day 2, contest 4. We have Bompe SATS, Axim Girls SHS, Sankor SHS, and Diabene SHS. These are the schools there. What can you tell me about this pairing?
I think for this one, Bompe will qualify automatically. Because
Are you saying they don't have any school who can challenge them?
no, Bompe will go easily. Yeah, Bompe will go through. So this one, I don't think any of the schools will challenge Bompe. I'm sure of that.
So, contest 5, this comes to you, Salomensa. Archbishop Porter Girls, St. Augustine's SHS, Bogoso, Hafasini SHS, and Ano HJ SHS. This looks like an interesting pairing. What do you have to say about it?
Yeah, it looks interesting, but Archbishop Porter Girls is a force to reckon with, and I'm sure they are going to sail through easily. I don't think St. Augustine, Hafasini, and Anoaje can come up to their level. So, but anyway, I wish all of them the best. They should work hard and then try to meet up with Archbishop Porter's good for good. They should meet them good for good. So we see what will happen. It should be a quite an interesting contest, especially Hafasini. Hafasini and I think if they put in more effort, yeah, that's all I can say about this contest.
So, Salomensa, contest 6, St. Mary's Boys SHS, Daboase SATS, Isiama SHS, and Asenkrigua SATS. Looking at this particular group, it seems like St. Mary's Boys will be the obvious choice. Or do you believe that the other 3 schools can come out on top?
I am not quite sure any of the other schools like Daboase, Isiama, and Asenkrigua can meet up with St. Mary's Boys SHS. I'm quite sure St. Mary's SHS will sail through easily. Yes, I think it will be a cool job for them. Yes. But yes, still, nothing is certain. If the other schools to prepare very well, I think it will be an interesting contest. So I'm appealing to them to train their students very well so that they can match up with St. Mary's Boys, so that the contest will be an interesting one.
All right, so let's look at contest 7. We have Takrade SHS, Bonzo Kako SHS, German SHS, and Secondary College and Methodist SHS. These are the 5 schools in contest 7 of the Western and Western North. Who do you believe will come out on top? Who do you believe will make the national championship?
Yeah, this contest is I think it's going to be a very interesting one, especially between Takrade SHS and Secondary College. It's been a while Secondary College qualified for their group stage, so I think they are going to come in with a more determined force to beat Takrade SHS. But Takrade SHS, they are also preparing very well. So it's going to be a very interesting contest.
So if you're still with us, you can join the conversation for updates and information on the NSMQ review. You can log on to our social media platforms at NSMQ Ghana for Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. So for the Western and Western North, day 3, we have contest 8, contest 9, and contest 10. For contest 8, you have BBNE SATS, Sefiwe also SATS, Nana Brain 2 SHS, Dadiaso SHS, Draboso SHS, and Bodi SHS. These are the schools in contest 8. So, as Mensa, looking at contest 8, with the 6 schools, who do you think can make it out?
Oh, Bebiani SHTS, I'm sure they will make it. They will make it out. successfully. I quite don't know the strength of the others, but I know what Viviani can do. They are quite good. But if the rest can also work hard, I think they can match up to Viviani. But I take Viviani to win this particular contest.
So Salom, take contest 9 for us. We have Bia SATS, St. Joseph's SHS, Asarenso SHS, Sefioso SHS, Sefi Bekwai SHS, Akontombra SHS. These are the schools in contest 9. What do you think about how the competition is likely to pan out?
Oh, I think it's going to be an interesting one because looking at the schools, I think they are of equal strength. But Bia was able to sail through last year. So I think they have an upper hand over the rest. But I think if the rest also work hard, they can match up because anyone can come out of this group. So it's really uncertain for now which of them will sail through. But I think Bia has the upper hand.
All right, so let's take contest 10, which is your contest. We have a Hantaman Girls SHS in there, Huni Valley SHS, Pristia SHS, and Adiambra SHS. Does it look like Hantaman can defeat these 3 other schools and make it to the national championship?
Oh, it's going to be quite an easy contest for us because I don't think any of these schools can match up to our strength that we currently have. And the girls who are seriously preparing, they are in school seriously preparing, so we are sure we'll sail out, we'll sail through easily. The only threat will be Pristia, but we'll match them good for good. I don't think they will out match us. So we are going to sail through successfully and then feature in the national championship.
Thank you very much, Salom, for those insights.
Most welcome.
So that was it for the Western and North regions, their balloting fixtures. You heard a lot about it. So you can follow the regional qualifiers on our social media platforms at NSMQ Ghana, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Let's quickly go into the Greater Accra region contest. So Salom, coming to the Greater Accra region, I would like to know how it felt like when you found out who your schools will be competing against.
Anyway, it was much exciting. However, I don't think regional is a place where any school wants to be at this moment, where every school aspires to be seeded. But notwithstanding that, once we are part, we need to participate. So we are ready and we are ready. Therefore, any other school that has paired with us, we welcome them. We know that we are excelling and we are going through.
Okay, so help me out here in contest. When looking at the schools here, we have Holy Trinity Catholic SHS, Ada SHS, Persek, Teshi, and Shai Osudoku SHS. These are the 4 schools. What can you tell me about the competition between them?
Yeah, I think Holy Trinity stands a chance in this competition. However, the competition will always be for those who are most prepared, and sometimes it comes your way, you take advantage of the situation. So looking at this contest, I'm hoping and I'm very much optimistic that more likely Holy Trinity may excel.
All right, so contest 2, we have West Africa SHS, Kimbu SATS, Persek, Osu, and Tema Secondary School. Looking at West African SHS and the sort of performances they put up in the last 2 editions of NSMQ, does it look like they will be able to qualify from contest 2?
Actually, it's going to be a tough contest because we saw Tema coming up last year, and we should expect them coming better this year. Notwithstanding that, I think West Africa has put up some experience over the years, so that contest is going to be a very tough contest. However, I'm seeing between Tema Secondary School and then West Africa. I'm sure one of them will make it through.
So contest 2 should be between West Africa and Tema Secondary School. Let's go to contest 3. We have Olam SHS, Nungwa SHS, Michle SHS, and Accra High School. These are the 4 schools in contest 3. Tell me something about them.
Yeah, those schools are also very exciting and interesting, and all these schools are looking to make an impression this year. Olam's had the opportunity to come last year, so I'm sure being part of last year's competition, they want to maintain their position and come this year. Accra High is also keenly contesting there, and Bechley who also want to show an appearance. So in that context, I think those three schools, we should look out for them. However, like I said in the previous one, we should expect a tough contest between Accra High and that of Olams.
So contest 4, we have Tema Methodist SHS, Boom Community SHS, Forces SATS, Ebenezer SHS, and English Amalfum. Those are the 5 schools in the last contest of day 1. What can you tell me about them?
Yeah, so in that contest, I think English Amalfum have not had opportunity to move beyond this regional stage, and they want to make an impression. Same applies to Pong. So I'm thinking that it's going to be a very tough contest because all of them want to show a surprise. But I can't, in that particular contest, I can't point any particular school because I see that it's going to be a battle for those who want to show up this year in 2021 NSMQ.
So you believe it's going to be a very, very open group. Let's move to day 2, contest 5. We have St. John's Grammar SHS, Laboni SHS, Tema Presby SHS, and Odogono SHS. This looks like a very, very, very tight affair. What are your thoughts on this?
So in that contest, we are hoping to see something between Laboni and Odogono because those 2 schools have emerged before, and when they came to the national, they actually proved a point. And I'm sure that those 2 schools are going to work out. However, either Odogono or Laboni, I still see one of them moving through. But I think Laboni stands chance in that particular contest.
All right, Salom. So contest 6, we have St. Mary's SHS, Presby SHS, La, Ashaiman SHS, and Kaneshi SATS. These are the schools in contest 6. What can you tell us about the dynamics? How you think this particular contest might end?
Yeah, Ashaiman, when it comes to regionals, they are very experienced because they've been there several times. And then I'm sure when they get opportunity, they are going to show what they are capable of. Notwithstanding that, we see St. Mary's coming up with another squad they prepared for last year. And so I think in that particular contest, Ashaiman is likely to make a progress. But I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the day, St. Mary's end up by qualifying.
St. Mary's may end up qualifying. Let's move to contest 7. We have St. Thomas Aquinas SHS, Adan SHS, Fafara SHS, and Wesley Grammar SHS. Looking at this particular contest, from your view, tell us something about it.
Yeah, in fact, it's going to be one of the exciting contests this year because if you look at Adan, anytime they come up, they don't mess up. They try to put up a very good show. And then when we look at Wesley Grammar is also another school. When they are coming to the competition, much energy. Fafraha is, I think, one of all, if I'm not mistaken, the only community day school that has ever qualified before. So that contest, and to talk about my own school, St. Thomas Aquinas, that contest is made up of schools of experience. But, we are always the bosses, and we are going to show them the way.
So you believe that based on your experience that you've garnered over the years, even with winning a trophy before, you think that is what will make you qualify from this particular contest?
Oh, not really, but I am more determined. I know they are also determined to qualify, but besides the experience, I think I'm more determined, and preparation, everything that is put in place, I'm making sure we are going beyond that stage. Therefore, I respect them because we are in competition with them, but I don't see them being a limitation on our way. We are very prepared and we hope to overcome it and move forward.
All right, so let's go to contest 8. We have Chemu SHS, Christian Methodist SHS, Accra Girls SHS, and Tema Mahia SHS. These are the schools in contest 8. Looking at it, it might look like Chemu and Accra Girls will be going head to head in this particular contest.
Yeah, they'll be going to head, but notwithstanding that, Tema Mahia is also another school to look out for. So it's going to be a very tough contest. Chemu wouldn't take it easy. If they're able to make it, that would be great. However, I think they should be well prepared because Tema Mahia want to make a point. Tema Mahia want to also show up in the national. Accra Girls for some years now have not made an impression and have not appeared at the national. So I think all of them are putting their things together to make sure that they're able to represent their schools this year. Therefore, I think that contest cannot be a walkover for Chemu Senior High School. They should be well prepared and expect a competition from Tema Mahia as well as Accra Girls.
Right. So Contest 9, which will be the final contest in the Greater Accra region. We have Ganata SHS, O'Reilly SHS, Kwabenya Community SHS, and Ningo SHS. These are the 4 schools in the last contest. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. All things being equal, I see Ganata moving in that particular contest. So all things being equal, if nothing happens and if Ganata does not relax, I think they will be able to excel. Because Ganata has been there several times. They have the experience, they have the exposure, they have the ability. So I see them qualifying in that particular last contest of the day.
All right, thank you, Mr. Salam Roxon, for joining us on NSMQ review show.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm grateful.
So you heard there's some of the thoughts of our panelists who joined us via Zoom. So let's go to the grounds of where the balloting fixtures took place. We have some coordinators who we heard from.
My name is Betty Bua, the Greater Accra Regional Science, Technology, Mathematics and Innovation Education Coordinator. Shortly, we normally say Science Coordinator, but it comprises of all the science-related courses, the maths, the ICT. In fact, this year we are going to have a key contest because per our balloting, one thing is that we are lucky and we are happy that each contest has one of our big schools in. And then we have a situation where we have almost all the less endowed schools also packed in some of the contests. So it means that we have a fair representation of our schools and we are going to have a very keen contest. We are hoping that the best will come out of it. Unfortunately, COVID-19 is affecting everything, but we want to say that we are going to rise against COVID-19. The students and the teachers are well composed. We are ready and prepared for this contest.
My name is Emmanuel Namanso. I'm popularly known as MEN. I'm the coordinator for Raleigh Senior High School. Raleigh is in contest 9 this time around and competing against Ganata, Kwabenya Community and then Ningo SHS. We look forward to crossing the stair, and not just crossing the step, but seeing to how we'll be able to move on ahead. On the whole, if I look at the whole contest from the first day of contest to the second day of contest, from contest 1 through to contest 9, you could see that there is evenly distribution of weights in school. When I say weights in school, I mean the levels of the schools. You could see some even distribution. So you would normally not actually point to one particular group as a group of deaf. I mean, it looks like a group of even distribution. You have a high class school, mixed with an average. So I look forward to seeing a very exciting contest right from day 1 to the last day.
My name is Amejuro Samuel. I'm coordinating at Chimota School. We are lucky we've been seated, so we will be sitting and watching exciting contests from Greater Accra. As you know, Greater Accra alone has about 9 trophies. So we know that there will be exciting contest. I expect St. Thomas Aquinas at the SHS and Fafara to give us a very exciting contest. Christian Methodist and Chimu also promising to be very exciting. And then contest between St. Mary's and then St. Mary should win their contest, but a shaman could also pull a surprise there. Then we have another exciting contest between St. John's Grammar and Laboni and Odogono and Tema Presby in contest 5. The Greater Accra promises to give very, very exciting contests, and I think we'll be entertaining a lot and learning a lot from this.
So you just heard there from some of the coordinators who we spoke to, and they gave us their thoughts on the balloting fixtures. All too soon, we have come to the end of today's episode. You can join our social media platform at NSMQ Ghana on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. So on our next episode, we'll be looking at the balloting fixtures for Bono East and Ahafo, as well as the Upper East regions. Do remember that the Greater Accra contest, it comes off from the 3rd to the 4th of May, and then the Western and the Western North contest, they come off on the 15th to the 18th of May. My name is Ato Kwamena Afo, and I'll see you soon.